Hi, welcome to me and Mediumship. I've been very busy, as you probably guessed, because I haven't put any videos on. Yeah, it's been great with the teaching side of things, and obviously I need to concentrate on that, and I get less time to put videos on. But here we are, just a brief video, I guess, just to kind of talk about the sitting in the power yet again. Sitting for self, sitting for spirit is the term I use. But obviously sitting in the power does get an awful lot of media coverage, all sorts of different versions of it. But what I want to do tonight is basically build the bridge between sitting in the power and your mediumship, how the two work together, how one influences the other, and to kind of put, I guess, a more simple description in place, if you like, of what sitting in the power actually does for you, what it enhances and how that enhancement works. So sitting in the power has been around for a long time, and like I said, there are many videos on YouTube and, well, on social media. There are plenty of different versions to watch and listen to and to practice. But what is the purpose behind that? You know, many new mediums believe that it's like meditation. It sends you off somewhere into this crazy space where, if you're lucky, you might see somebody, you might sense somebody, something might happen, you might meet your guide who'll give you all the philosophy there is, and you will come out of that sitting with every answer to every question known to man, basically. Now, I know it sounds a bit probably over the top, and it probably is, to be fair. But I think it's important that we get a grip and understand what sitting in the power is all about. So what happens and why do you do it? Well, the reason you do it is to get back in touch with self. That is top of the list. To enhance, to encourage the energy of self, to expand, for you to understand who you truly are and experience that presence, that energy, that space. So we mustn't think that sitting in the power is simply a practice that we use to communicate, because it is not. Yes, that may happen. You will sense, you will see, you may well hear, but that is not why you do it. You do it to enhance self, spirit, that energy, that love, that light that is within you. You were born with it, and no doubt, like most people, it's kind of buried away somewhere, but it's there. It's part of life's source, it's part of who we are. We need to enhance that. We need to bring that back into our very being. And that's why we sit in that space. So the more we do that, the more that love, that light, that energy of self becomes apparent in our everyday lives. And it's important that we allow that to happen. It becomes a natural part of who we are once again. It's something, like I said, we are born with that. It emanates from us at an early age, and it's simply life, mind, that kind of bears it away over time. So that's the main reason why we do sitting in the power, or sitting, I call it sitting for self, for that reason. Now, I did say earlier that I will explain the link between sitting in the power and your mediumship. The link is very, very simple, as are most things in spirituality, like in mediumship, any spirit light work. It is very simple. It's only us who complicate it. The simple link between sitting in the power and your mediumship is that the more you sit in the power, the more you sense, experience that energy of self, the more part of you it becomes, the more natural part of you becomes, and you shine brighter than before. Now that sounds a bit ridiculous, doesn't it? But it is energy, it is self, it is soul that emanates from you. And if you sit in the power often enough, regularly enough, it simply becomes that natural part of who you are once again. That energy, that light of life source that is within you, will become a permanent part of who you are. It will shine once again. And that is what spirit see. That is what spirit sense. That is what spirit work with when you are working as a medium. That light, that energy, that life source within self, within you, is what they sense and what they work with. So it's important that we allow that to become a natural part of us once again. I know it's always there, but we need to expand on that. We need to turn that dim light into a bright light that becomes a permanent part of who we are. And as mediums, it is our tool. It is that phone line, if you like, that line of communication between us and the spirit world. They do not communicate with the physical. They communicate through our spirit, our soul. And if they can see the brightness of that light emanating from you, then we have given them the tool to communicate. Sitting in the power, sitting for self, sitting for spirit, is the most important thing you will ever do in enhancing your mediumship. You are giving spirit the tool to communicate. They will not sense, they will not see you to a powerful enough degree, if you like, to be able to give you clear, precise evidence if you do not practice sitting in the power. We all, to a certain degree, have that energy of life source emanating from us naturally, but we need, as mediums, to expand that, to make that line of communication a lot clearer. We sense spirit, we get that gut feeling. We all have that energy to a certain degree, but if we want to be good mediums, accurate mediums, then we need to expand on that and allow it to be part of us naturally. So practice your sitting in the power, because it will enhance your mediumship no end. And yes, we do sometimes see, sense, hear, whilst we're practicing sitting in the power, sitting in that energy, in that space, because we are emanating that light whilst we're practicing it. We are waving a flag to spirit world, if you like. I'm here, come talk to me. But we want it to be a natural part of who we are. So when we go and do our readings and our demonstrations, we don't have to sit there humming away or trying to make some sort of connection before we go out there and demonstrate our mediumship. We want to go out there relaxed, with a big smile on our face, and be natural mediums. The energies will attract to us naturally. because they can see us, they are aware of us, and they are aware of what we're doing, because it is a natural part of who we are. I hope that's clear. Any questions, please ask. It's quite a complex thing to try and explain. I hope I've got it across as clearly as I can. But go and do your sitting, it's important. Please like, please subscribe. Please have a look on Patreon. I'll leave the link there where I do a lot of teaching on there, and I teach worldwide. Thoroughly enjoy that. If you'd like to become a student, have a look, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care. Bye for now.